Hello, stupid.
Hello, Saniya.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I'm exhilarated.
Exhilarated. Ooh, fancy. How come?
Um, so we're recording early in the morning. Well, for me, we
Yeah,
started at 10, which is unusual for us.
yeah.
And I'm trying to be a morning person. So I woke up at 8, which is early for me. I got a workout in. Yeah, I'm running on that. I'm still on my pre-workout high, basically, and those post-workout endorphins.
Yes. I actually had a very productive morning also. I also went to work out. Well, that's all I did. Still
And that's all I did too, so it's fine.
though. We got this.
I know.
Um, Also, it's our first video episode.
Yay!
So we took a while to make ourselves pretty.
Exactly. No, that's exactly it. Then I like worked out and I was like, my hair is all like oily, and I was like, oh God, we have to be on camera today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did this for you.
Oh, exactly. So we're gonna try to stay focused on providing good audio only content, but for those who want to watch us provide good audio content, you can do that.
Exactly. And if you don't mind us fidgeting and all the funny faces we make during the episode, please feel free to watch.
Yeah. Well, it's your episode this week. It's your turn to tell me like I'm stupid. So I've got a little dad joke to get us started.
Let's hear it.
All right. Um what is the least spoken language in the world?
I don't know.
Sign language.
Oh, that's actually really good. I was like, that threw me for a curveball.
Right? Ah, I take no credit. I did a quick
Um,
Google search for dad jokes.
Fun fact, I did an ASL course in university.
Wait, you did?
Dropped out. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
I know. Oh, I don't even remember. ANIYA? I
And
sorry, that was so
we
bad.
just committed to providing good audio
That
content
is
to
so
everyone,
bad.
and you
Please don't
started.
cancel me.
I know. I think I don't know it. No, I used to know
Like
like apple
this.
juice and orange
Oh
juice,
no.
but
Oh,
I think I think
interesting.
I think yeah, I think it's something like this,
Yeah.
but I don't remember if it's apple or orange. But this is juice, I think.
I
I,
feel
I
like
mean,
that's not.
yeah.
Okay, we'll see. We'll find out.
Well,
Someone please correct
yeah.
us.
Let's not look into it. Yeah, it's off to a good start.
Actually, it's so funny
Um,
that you bring this up because I actually watched a video yesterday too, and I think it was like a UK talk show, and the
yeah,
talk show host was talking to some girl who is deaf, and she speaks through, I guess, UK sign language, not American sign language, or
yeah.
I don't even know what it'd be, but he was like, "Oh, is there like slangs in sign language?" And she was like, "Yeah." So he was like, "Oh, do you know how to say wagwan?" And she showed him how to sign wagwan, and I think it was like big man, like you know how they say that in the UK a lot. And there's
Okay,
like
I've
a sign
never
for
heard that
big
one.
man. Yeah,
That's
it's
so
like
funny.
this, I believe. It was really
That's
cute.
cool.
Yeah, I'll try
That's.
and find that video.
I always wanted to learn also, but wait, in Canada, is ASL the most? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's American Sign
Yeah.
Language that we use.
Yeah, exactly. And
Right.
yeah, during that course, it was really interesting. I really enjoyed that course. I wish I stayed. um, but that is when my husband found out he was losing hearing in one ear. He has
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
nerve damage, so he's actually 90% deaf in one ear. Um, Back then, I think he was probably 60%. And I kept joking. I'm like, oh, I'm doing this for you for one day when I'll have to use sign language to communicate to you.
So rude.
Um, I know.
You really committed to that joke. You went into classes and all.
Exactly. No, I signed up for it because I think I needed an elective and it sounded fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. Was it difficult to learn?
Uh, yeah, but it was really interesting. I still have my textbook too. It comes with a DVD. I've never
Nice.
watched the DVD.
Great student. Uh, I wonder if they have a IQ test in. No, that's stupid. It's written. I was gonna say. I wonder if they have that in
Trying to
some way.
tie in our
But
episodes to
those are written. Never mind. Okay.
stupid.
Yeah. um.
All right.
Uh. Right.
Shall we dive in?
Yeah, but like, don't you want to wish me something before?
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yep. The right way
Um.
to say it, progressive way to say it.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Um. Okay, so let's go in then.
Let's go in. So, to start off our holiday episode, I kind of wanted to talk about some holiday themed things. So let's start
Ooh.
with the North Pole. So,
Oh my god.
Damat, tell me what you know about the North Pole.
Um. Very little. Okay, wait.
Okay.
Antarctica is actual land, I believe, but North Pole is only ice.
Nice.
And I think that's all I know. Polar bears.
Sure.
Yep, polar bears.
Yep. That can do with the North Pole. I'm okay with
Yep,
that.
yep.
No, I was just trying to make you feel stupid. I totally agree. I was the same when I was like, "Oh, North Pole, it's a place? What country?" I was so confused. And then I started doing some research and it all started to make some sense. So I'm going to
Ooh.
pop this picture here for you in our chat. Have a look, and we'll have this on our Instagram as well for everyone to kind of reference. And it shows the Arctic Circle, the countries in
Oh
the
yeah, I see
Arctic
it.
Circle. And then the middle is where we would say the North Pole is, right? So the North Pole is the northernmost point on Earth. It is simply the north end of the axis around our planet, which our planet rotates on daily. From the
Yeah.
North Pole, all the directions are south. Um, its latitude is 90 degrees north, and all lines of longitude meet there. And then they also meet on the opposite end
Wait,
at the
that's
South Pole.
wild. I mean, it makes sense, but I just realized all the directions are south.
Right?
That's crazy.
I found that kind of funny too, because you're standing in the North Pole, and then no matter which way you're going will be south.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I have a true and false for you.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Okay. True or false? The North Pole is warmer than the South Pole.
I am gonna say false.
So you think the North Pole is colder than the South Pole?
I'm only basing this on the fact that it's only ice,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I'm gonna say false.
Yeah, which is exactly what I would have said as well. But it's not. Actually, the North Pole is warmer than the South Pole.
Really, eh? Oh.
Yeah, summer's right at the freezing point, so it would be 0 degrees Celsius. I think that's about 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, because the Earth rotates on a tilted axis, it as it revolves around the sun, sunlight's in the extreme in both the poles. So
Oh.
in fact, the sun only rises once a year in the North Pole. So during the March equinox, and it
Wait.
sets once a year
Wow.
during the September equinox. I
Wild.
was blown
What?
away by these facts too. I was like,
So like the
why
day
do we
is
not
six
talk
months
about this
long?
more? Yeah, exactly. Well, the day is still 24 hours, but it's sunlight
Sunny for
for
6
6 months
months.
wrong. Yeah. So for the North Pole, the sun is always above the horizon in the summer and then below the horizon in the winter. Um, So you get 24 hours of sunlight in the summer and 24 hours of darkness in the winter.
That is crazy.
I think that is absurd as well, and that's why no one really lives near the North Pole. Um,
Huh?
Not many people, I guess. There are
Mhm.
some communities out there. So yeah,
Have you
like
ever
you
experienced like places where the sun never sets for the winter?
No, I would like to visit, but I think I would
Yeah.
also go crazy.
I know, I feel like I would go manic.
Having like the concept of time is so important to us, right?
Yeah.
And I think we can only tell that by like what it is like outside. Like I even think about the way I react during like daylight savings when like the sun sets like an hour later or before and I'm like, "Oh
Right.
god, what is
I
this?"
know. Yeah, suddenly I'm like depressed for 3 months. So can you imagine?
I could not imagine living there. I think it'd be harder to do that 24 hours of darkness in the winter.
Hmm. Right?
Like,
Ugh.
that would be seasonal time depression to the
I mean,
max.
Vancouver's pretty dark all winter long. There's no sun. It's rainy and shady all winter long. That's why I left. I hated it.
I know, it is rough on a lot of people. I never really noticed it as much until, like, during COVID when I was here more than I thought, because 'cause I'm
Oh yeah.
usually traveling so often that I don't have to experience it, and it does get to me. I think this year we did have, like, a sunnier fall than usual,
Mm.
but today was miserable. I don't know how I got out and worked out. I'm proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too.
Yeah. I don't know how people would work out in the North Pole during the winter.
Oh, absolutely insane. I wonder if they have like anytime fitness there.
Yep, in the
That's
middle of the Arctic Ocean. I
yeah.
wonder if the North Pole has an anytime fitness. Yeah, speaking of it, which the North Pole sits right in the middle of the Arctic Ocean. It's
Mhm.
on water that's almost covered with ice. And the ice is about 2 to 3 meters thick, which is about 6 to 10 feet
Wow,
thick. Yeah,
that's
so
that's thick.
that is thick.
So silly.
um,
Uh,
but I do have a little sad fact for you today.
oh no.
Due to climate change and Arctic shrinkage, the North Pole may be
Mhm.
ice free in the summer months of 2035.
Oh, that is soon.
That is insane, right?
Wow, that's
When
very
I
soon.
read that, I was like, yeah, I was like, is that missing a number? That's in like 10 years, right?
Mhm.
Like
Basically,
12 years, 11 years. But that is insane. That is so sad to think about.
yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by your math there. But yeah, no, it is
It's
very
11, right?
11. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
because
okay.
but basically, yeah.
Yeah, we're almost done this
Um,
year.
yeah. I mean, like we know we've known it's that it's coming for a while now, but I didn't realize it was coming so fast.
I didn't think it'd be coming when we're alive,
Yeah,
you
same.
know?
I kind of assumed. Yeah. Well,
That's a little food for thought for when you're eating
yeah.
at
I'll
home during the
spiral about that
holidays.
later tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Bring that up in the dinner table during
Yeah.
Christmas dinner.
Happy holidays, everyone.
So a little about who reached the North Pole the first. Do you have any idea?
I want to say Marco Polo, but I might be completely wrong. That's the only like kind of explorer I know other than Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
And
And you know what? Thank you for just
yeah.
entertaining my question.
Okay.
You could have just said no, but thank you. I'm kidding.
Okay. You're welcome.
Um, there's actually a lot of controversy behind who did explore the North Pole the first.
Okay.
Um, and because it does sit on drifting ice, um, it's hard to even determine where it is half of the time. You can't
Right,
like
because you
set
can't
up
claim land. There's no land.
exactly, right?
Right.
And because it is drifting ice, it's not like a piece of ice itself, right? And
Mm.
it's constantly moving. So yeah, it's hard to set up camp there or like put a flag down there really. Um and yeah, because the ice is constantly moving. So going to the North Pole is obviously no joke. It's in the
Hmm.
middle of the Arctic Ocean. many explorers from many different countries have gotten lost and died trying to reach the North Pole for 300 years. And there was controversy between the two people that are first said to explore the North Pole. So it's two guys. We have Frederick Cook and Robert Perry, who both claimed that they've been to the North Pole.
Okay.
Um, Perry claimed he discovered it in 1909, while Cook said he went in 1908.
The
Uh,
31st of January, 31st of December, 1908. Just to mark
Imagine. So they both are actually co-workers, friends, explorers that had been on
Oh,
expeditions together, and they were, I think, kind of competing for the title. Uh,
drama.
yeah. So for Perry said, like, one of the newspaper titles was Perry discovered the North Pole after 8 trials in 23 years. So imagine trying to go there 8 times and being unsuccessful,
23 years, Jesus. And like
right?
trying to discover somewhere and being unsuccessful sounds like you had to be evacuated because, or like you, not evacuated, but like you, like it was
Almost
too
died.
hard to get there. Almost died. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're talking about like the 1900s, right? So
Ooh.
obviously like going there is what?
I know. I don't know why I said ew to 1900s. Just
I
ew,
was like, did I
zero.
say that wrong?
No, no. It's
Ew, or back in the day,
such a
gross.
gross era.
But yeah, we're talking about the 1900s. So obviously back then it wasn't like you take a helicopter to like Finland and then you go on a little snowmobile for like 2 days and reach the North Pole. This journey took years,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
know? And
Wait,
not
where are they
only
from?
America.
Oh, yeah.
And not only did it take years, after we reach the North Pole, it takes years to come back to tell someone almost,
Hmm.
and to get the word out. So,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, so when Perry did go, basically Cook was on his journey back. And a lot of different things happened, and he had to, leave evidence behind of him making it to the North Pole.
Hmm.
And then that way, Perry was actually able to steal the title. Um, Cook did, put his claims out after, but Perry worked really hard to kind of tarnish Cook's name. And also because he didn't have enough data to support his claims, Perry takes the lead. So it is, if you do Google it, who explored the North Pole
It's
first, you will
officially,
see Robert Perry's name.
that is
Um,
some American drama if I've ever heard some. So typical.
the Real Housewives of the North Pole, almost.
Yeah.
I know it's so true. And like it's so funny. Like I don't even know how they would have evidence to say they've reached the North Pole in that day and age. Um,
Also, like, I is there no like native like or Inuit communities in the north of Canada that like hunt and explore the North Pole frequently? I don't know. Let me go see your map again. Like,
yeah,
because northern Canada is pretty close to there.
yeah, exactly. We do have a lot of countries that are close to there. Greenland's close to there.
Hmm.
Northern Canada, we have Russia borderlining. We have Finland, Sweden, Norway, part of it, and then a little bit of Anchorage as well. But these communities live on the land portion, right? So
But they exploit, they hunt and fish probably on the ice portion.
yeah, they do for sure. And the only reason Cook and Perry were able to make it there was with the help of the Inuit
Yeah, yeah,
communities. They had huge community or a huge group of people with them. I think traveled with
yeah.
hundreds of people. I believe like at one point they said like about 600 snow dogs to uh take the
Wow.
little sledges
A
with
lot of
them.
puppies.
Exactly.
Crazy.
They definitely didn't do it alone.
Hmm.
And I'm sure they probably reached the North Pole before the American explorers did too, but maybe no one publicized
Right.
that because they also probably
Yeah.
didn't care to get their name on the newspaper. You know what I mean?
So it's basically when the white man officially discovered the North Pole.
100%. It always comes back down to the white men, white rich men.
Hmm. Thank you for the distinction.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a little about the North Pole and who explored it. So, Doma, do we know someone else that is said to live in the North Pole?
Or you can make me say it.
Yeah.
Santa!
And who
Santa
is
Claus.
Santa, in fact? Tell me what you know about Santa.
Okay, so very little. But what I think I know is that he's a myth created by Coca Cola Corporation, basically, based on different legends, but mainly Saint Nicholas.
Mhm. Yeah. I think that is what most people actually say about Santa Claus. I asked Avril before doing doing research for this episode because I'm like, is this known? Like, because I don't really know where Santa Claus really comes from, other than like Saint Nicholas. But like, who is even Saint Nicholas? Why does he make a
Hmm.
list and check it twice? You know. uh, so I looked into it. So actually, Coca Cola, in fact, did not create the legend of Santa Claus.
Oh,
But there were the huge reason Santa Claus is who he is now because they played a big role in advertising
right,
Santa Claus as this jolly character that we know today. This was actually back in 1913. Coca Cola commissioned Hayden Sunbloom to paint Santa Claus for Christmas advertisements, and those paintings establish Santa as a warm, happy character with human features, including his little rosy cheeks, white beard, twinkling eyes, and laughter lines.
mm.
So Santa Claus we know now.
Did you
Um,
say laughter lines?
Laughter lines. That's exactly what I said, and that is straight from Coca Cola's website. They gave him a couple of wrinkles, to make him look
Yeah,
more human-like.
yeah, I like that. Also, where
um,
are the laughter lines?
oh,
Now I'm
these are
watching
your
my own
laughter
video.
lines.
Oh, here, right? Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And like I guess like, when you get like a little wrinkle here, it's like, well, people get Botox for that, but it's supposed to be like you've lived a good life? Um,
Because you smiled a lot.
exactly.
I see.
Imagine you get frowning lines. I feel like I've seen some people out there with frowning lines. It's sad. Um, sorry, for a quick little pause here, we have a cat who's trying to either play with what I'm playing with or wants to
Tequila.
jump in my lap. Okay, she's gone. I gave her my toy.
Oh. What were you playing with?
Honestly, a piece of
Fidgeting?
garbage. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. She can have it.
All right, back to Santa. So, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right. Santa Claus originated from St. Nicholas, a 4th century bishop who lived in an ancient Roman town. Um, but he was not really known to be like plump or jolly, but he did have a long standing reputation for charity and gift giving.
Oh, okay.
But nothing really to do with Christmas?
Right.
So in the Netherlands, he was called Sinterklaas, Sinterklaas, Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus,
Sinterklaas.
Santa
Sinterklaas.
Claus. Yeah. Um, and it's a celebration of the Saint Nicholas Festival Day on December 6th. Um,
Okay.
While Christmas actually, as its name indicates, is to observe Christ, who was born on December 25th. But the Dutch immigrants brought Sinterklaas to America,
I think it's
and
Klaus, actually.
sorry,
Sinterklaas.
Sinterklaas. Am I saying that
Klaus.
right? Klaus.
I
Okay.
don't know. I,
And
I
it's
I
funny
also
because I
don't know
did
how
try
to
to
spell.
Google how to say like the proper name, but I like saying Sinterklaas better. But let's
Yeah,
say it
it's
right,
stupid.
Sinterklaas.
Klaus.
Um,
No,
and then
that's
yeah,
not it.
so when the Dutch brought over this
Right.
story to America, a bunch of poems and books started kind of transforming this character, Saint Nicholas, and then he became Santa Claus, and he's known for his magical sleigh, riding reindeers, the love of children, and he got to absorb Christmas himself.
Mm.
Um, Yeah. And, we
So
have
because
like
because this the holiday was in December, I guess it just got lumped in with Christmas kind of thing.
exactly. I think, people had Christmas, the celebration of Christ's birth. And then they're like, "Oh, we need a little jolly creature to make this for the kids as well and make it
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah,
like." And then they kept the gift giving charity tradition, but they just made him like a jolly old man.
yeah,
Um
yeah,
and then this naughty list came out of songs almost, like he's making a list, he's checking it
yeah,
twice.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so this all
Just to
kind of
manipulate
started
children.
from books and songs and stuff like that, which I was like, that is so interesting how like a Dutch celebration um turned into this huge American thing.
That is interesting. Um, well, I mean, America is built uh, like it's just it's just all a mashup of different cultures, different European cultures mostly, and stuff like that, right? So that's not surprising. But what's surprising is that it's so universal and prevalent,
Mhm.
whereas it was just like a cute little story before.
Exactly. Like I think like the reason people do think Coca-Cola invented Santa Claus is because like big corporations like Coca-Cola took something like this and they're like, "Oh, like the Americans have taken this Dutch um bishop and made him into a huge symbol of Christmas. Let's just play with that." And
So
they
it's
made
like
him jolly and plump.
they've used the story for their branding, but in the end, their popularity served the story's branding. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's
totally.
like kind of like it's
Kind of went
yeah,
hand in hand.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just
Yeah.
get feeding into each other kind of thing.
Yeah. Um, so then now comes the question, how does this mythical character named Santa Claus, how did he end up in the North Pole? So why is he living in the middle of the Arctic Ocean on a piece of drifting ice? Do you have any idea?
Okay. Um, no, but the only thing that comes to mind is that you said when it was it 1910 or 19 something Santa Claus that
Uh
Coca Cola did the ad
1913.
1913, and then North Pole was discovered, quote unquote, in 1908.
Yeah, 1908 or 1909.
So maybe because it was just prevalent in the zeitgeist at that point, it was in people's imagination, it was in the news and whatnot.
True, yeah. Well, close. I think
Okay.
Santa ended up living in the North Pole actually before the North Pole was actually officially explored by Cook or Perry, whoever you want to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so St. Nicholas's migration to the North Pole is almost directly because of Thomas Nash, an American cartoonist who submitted 33 Christmas drawings to Harper's Weekly magazine between 1863 and 1886,
Oh wow.
one of which featured a village called Santa Clausville, NP. And NP, as you may have guessed it, stands for North Pole.
Oh.
But you did guess right. So mainly due to the popularity of Arctic exploration in the
Mm.
1840s and 1850s, and because no one had actually officially explored North Pole, it was a good place to send this mythical character.
Oh, it's like we don't know if it's true or not because no one can go check, kind of thing. Oh,
Exactly.
that's cute. I like that.
I thought that was so cute because it's
Yeah, yeah,
like I was kind of like, yeah, why does he live in the North Pole? And they're like, we don't know what the North Pole is. Maybe he does live there.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, explore and find out.
yeah.
Yeah. So so yeah, while I was kind of doing the research for this, I remembered a little childhood story I was told.
Hmm.
And my dad went to go visit Santa Claus.
Oh my
And no,
god.
this is not like a little kid story I was told where my parents are like, "Yeah, Daddy knows Santa Claus. You better be good." My dad actually
Also,
went to.
I would argue that like most children and parents visit Santa Claus every year at the mall, but
My dad visited the real one. I'm joking. It wasn't the real one. But
but where did he visit him?
exactly in the Arctic Circle, so as close as you can get, almost. Uh,
Wild.
yeah. So my dad was a travel agent in Dubai, and in 1992, Finnair wanted to send these travel agents out to Finland to do these packages and experience these packages of meeting Santa Claus and visiting Finland. And then when they come back to Dubai, they were able to sell this to the tourist, which I think is such a
Crazy.
cool experience.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah, so my dad, I had a little call with him yesterday, and he kinda told me about his experience. He told me the story many times,
Right,
um,
right, right.
but this I had my journalist, voice on, I recorded him, I asked him all the questions. But basically, he told me with Finnair, they flew into Helsinki Airport, and then they went to, and I wanna pronounce this right, it's Rov Rovaniemi? Oh my god.
Sure. Yep.
Rovaniemi. Uh,
Okay. That sounds right.
um, and that's where their base camp is. They were given these thermal jackets and taught how to drive snowmobiles.
Oh my god.
And then they drove into the Arctic Circle, basically, um, and where they met with all the Inuit communities that lived there.
Yeah.
The Inuits did like little ceremonies for them and then talked to them about the legends of the reindeers there. Um,
Oh, so fun.
exactly. And okay, this was a really cool story my dad told me. So basically, they were given the traditional meal there, which is berries, mashed potatoes, and reindeer meat. Sorry, and apparently they have berries that are buried in the snow there. So you have to
Okay.
like dig through snow to pick these berries. And there's two different kind of berries. One are poisonous berries, and one are regular berries.
Okay.
And there's no way to really differentiate them by looking at them. But the way that the locals do it is that they get the deers to check them. So the deers, I guess there's like a scent. So no, no, I saw your face.
Oh, okay. I was
Like
like,
if the deer
oh no.
dies, we don't eat it.
And then that's how they get reindeer meat.
Imagine. No,
Oh my god. Okay. I
so
was
my
like,
dad
wow,
said,
that's not a cute story.
I guess the deers have like can smell something,
Right.
or maybe they have crazy magical vision and they can tell by looking at it. But basically, if the deer smell it and they don't eat it, that means that's the poisonous one. And if the deer smell it and try to eat it or do eat it, they know that's the no
The right
like
one.
edible ones. Um,
Interesting.
yeah.
Kinda cool.
And then he said that you actually get to meet Santa Claus there. So it's obviously the Santa Claus that lives in that area that is their
Yeah.
Santa Claus. Um, And he said that they have Santa Claus workshops too. So I think I looked at it now and I couldn't find too much information about it right now, but I'm guessing in
Mm,
1992 they did workshops where they kind of like help you become embody Santa Claus, and then you get to go apply anywhere in the world. It would be a cool certificate to have, right? Like your Claus
yeah, yeah, yeah.
qualifications from Finland.
Yeah.
Um
And then you're like front of line for any mall Santa position ever.
Exactly. It's so funny because I was looking at that now, like how to become Santa Claus. It had like Indeed instructions.
Oh yeah.
Like Indeed had like characteristics that you should embody to become Santa Claus, and I found that really funny. Um, oh, and they also asked my dad, who he'd like to send his like Christmas wishes to, and my dad wanted to send a postcard to his sister in India. And he did this in March. And then that year in December, his sister received a postcard.
Oh, that's so cute. They kept it and sent it at the right time. That's
Exactly.
so cute.
Yeah. I really like that part of it. But there are similar things you can still do.
Mm,
It's called I looked one up and it's the Nordic Visitor in Lapland. You'll find the Santa Claus Village right outside of Rovaniemi in Lapland,
love it.
Finland. And then Lapland itself is a region that covers the northern parts of both Finland and Sweden, and it's located right in the Arctic Circle. Some cool little activities that you get to do in the Santa Claus Village is you meet Father Christmas and his elves in the workshop. You can visit Mrs. Santa Claus at the Christmas cottage, and then you get to send a postcard from Santa's main post office. Um,
Cute.
Head to the snowmobile park to zip through the forest. see adorable sled dogs at the Husky Park, savor hearty meals at the Santa Claus Holiday Village, discover the reindeer farm, and take a sleigh ride, and shop for souvenirs in the handicraft store.
Cute.
I think
I would
that's
love
so
to see a
cool,
reindeer farm.
right?
Have you ever seen reindeers in? I was
No.
going to say in person. In deer. Yeah.
Uh,
They are majestic. They're beautiful.
I would love to see one. Yeah, no, I've
Yeah.
just seen the regular old lame deers. I'm joking. I love deer.
Basic deers.
Yeah.
Valley deers.
The valley deers. Yeah, that kind of wraps up my little holiday segment about Santa Claus and North Pole. Um,
That's interesting. That was really, really fun.
I hope
Um,
you got some like fun facts and then a drop during your Christmas dinner parties.
oh my god, yeah, 100%. If I, remember any of it, maybe I'll just re-listen to the episode just before our dinner.
Or just
And
plug our episode at dinner.
oh yeah, I'm very fun at party, y'all. I'll force everyone to sit in silence and listen to my podcast.
Instead of Christmas music, be like, oh, do you guys just want to listen to my Christmas podcast
Yeah.
today?
Oh, cool. That was really interesting. That's something I would love to go. Like, do like I know it's like not the most comfortable trip, maybe,
Mhm.
because it is gonna be very cool and stuff like that. But that's a
Yeah.
trip I would love to do. It's a big bucket list thing.
I think I'd like to do that like with kids. I'd love to take my nephew to
Hmm.
that. I think that would be so fun. Actually, that's so funny. I just remembered last night I get a call from my sister's husband, like while me and my husband are having dinner, and I pick up and it's my sister on the phone, and she's like, hi Sanya, like Ayan, my nephew, is being very bad right now. Can you put Santa on the phone? And I literally look at my husband and he snaps into character. I pass him the phone. His Santa
Ah,
voice comes out. He's like, ho,
no
ho, ho,
way.
you better be good or I'm going to throw out your present. And my nephew gets so scared because he's like screaming, crying. As soon as he hears that voice, he's like, oh no. And then my sister's husband takes him away for a shower. He hates showering right now for some reason. But then my sister
Did she gives you a heads up or anything, or she just like counted on you to like be able to spot into action?
she just counted on me to spot into action. And I was like, imagine like Avril wasn't home and I had to do it myself.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is Mrs. Claus right
I'm gonna tell on you.
now. Imagine. I'll
Oh my
add you
god.
in the call next time.
Oh, absolutely not. No. If there's anything that terrorizes me more than children is having to play a character in front of children.
I feel like Justin would be good at it, right?
Probably. Mhm. Yeah. He's
Uh,
just good at all of the things.
he's just good at everything.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was fun and a little topical episode. I like that. Yeah.
I hope it got you in the spirit.
It did. A little bit. I'm not the most holiday person, but you know what? I'm gonna go do some holiday baking actually right after we hang out.
Oh, that's so exciting. What are you making?
I know. Can't tell you.
Oh, am I getting a little surprise this year again?
I can't tell you that either.
Uh, Toma baked the cutest little gingerbread men and sent it over our way to the West Coast, and they were amazing and delicious. Or jokes,
Yay.
I got one big gingerbread man.
Yeah, they were giant. Last year they were very big. They were giant.
Well, I
Well,
can't wait. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and all the happy holidays. And
happy holiday, everyone. We'll see you next time.
take care. Bye.
Bye.
Tell Me Like I'm Stupid is created and produced by us, Saniya and Toma. You can follow us on Instagram at Tell Me Like I'm Stupid.
If you'd like to support us, please subscribe and review on your favorite podcast streaming platform. Our cover art was created by Ish. Find him on Instagram at h.e.e.s.h.
Thank you for listening.